All right, guys, we're back at it with the latest FSD build. Very interesting build in 13.2.5, but this marks also the continuation of the unification of the software branches for 2024, 45.32.5, that's going out to both Hardware 3 and Hardware 4 simultaneously, but including different FSD versions. If you have Hardware 3 now including Model 3 in waves selectively as they progress it out, you'll also get 12.6.2, which is really, really cool. So we got 13.2.5 on our Hardware 4 Model S, and then our Model X is getting 12.6.2 on the same software branch. This is really, really big for Tesla. I know a lot of hard work went into putting this together to be able to do it like this, which is great. Obviously, I'm a proponent of actually decoupling FSD from the main software build so you can continually give the same software to all cars and just iterate the FSD version. That's obviously not easier said than done, but for right now, they're able to merge the branches, merge the software numbers to keep them the same to go out to all cars simultaneously, as well as having varying FSD versions. So this is great. We're going to take this one out for a spin. Release notes look largely the same. Nothing's really changed. We're hoping to see fixes for lane centering, as well as some of the other nagging issues with 13, as well as 12.6 prior to that, 12.6.1. All right, so let's take it out for a quick spin on our regression test path. Then we're going to go down another path just to kind of see if anything has been addressed in terms of speed bumps, consecutive speed bumps, in terms of the road conditions right now, turning, and then lane centering on the highway as well as city streets. So let's take it for a quick spin right now and get it going. All right, so I'm in drive right now. I'm going to put it in park, pop my cameras up, and then I'll start FSD from the shoulders, see if that still works, see if there's any major regressions. Turn signals on, and it takes off. So starting off good. 13.2 has been really, really good, really, really rock solid. Loving it. Again, lane centering has been a problem, drifting to the left or right of the lane heavily to the point where it's very close to parked cars, very close to adjacent cars on the highway. First turn, nice and smooth, creeps out there nicely, and it missed the manhole. So that's great. Great job on turn one. So just some small things here and there. The snow on the ground presents a little bit more of a challenge because the salt is on the road. It kind of makes the lines a little harder to see. So we're going to see how that impacts the overall drive depending on the roads that we go down. Turn two coming up here. Nice slow down. Good mile an hour. Nice and smooth. Excellent job. Same as before. Turning here on the winding road, nice and smooth, nice and cautious. No turn signal for Hardware 4 and version 13, which is great. We'll check and see what Hardware 3, the new version of 12.6, has to bear, but typically turn signals there. Super smooth. Excellent job. Great control. Winding road. Perfect. Pothole. Ugh. Couldn't avoid it, but it wasn't that bad. Unprotected left coming up right here. Let's see what it does. Full stop. Car coming from the left. Car coming from the left. No car coming from the right. Has an opening. Goes for it nicely. Perfect, perfect job. Perfect job. Little adjustment here. I think I'm tilted here on the camera there. Hopefully that's better. All right, so we're gonna do the full regression test path just to see how it does end to end. And then we're gonna go on our other path, which is gonna be a highway-based path, and see how it does from there. And then we're also gonna do our consecutive speed bumps on the way there, as well as our steep turn that 12.6 on Hardware 3 really struggled with. See how version 13 does in comparison. All the details for the speed profile and the offset and all that good stuff is going to be in the description below. I'll also have chapters here if you want to skip ahead past the regression test path and you want to actually see just the highway or whatever. We'll put chapters down there as well. Nice smooth slowdown. Hurry does seem a little bit more assertive, not aggressive, but more assertive than previous builds. Hurry on city streets, that is. Good job here. We had an issue where it would sometimes go straight on the turning lane. That doesn't seem to be the case now. So great job. No new regression so far. And then maybe just the enhancement of not being able to go straight in that turning lane, which it sometimes did, even in version 13.2.2. Green turn arrow, no effect, no impact, no movement, no twitching, no nothing. Perfectly still, waiting its turn. Green light, then it goes. Really, really good. Biasing towards the right because I saw that car was turning, but still kind of staying here. This is a little bit new behavior, meaning that it doesn't always do it this way. Typically it would stage towards the left, which is what it should do. It's not the wrong behavior, but it's not the ideal or optimal behavior to do that, especially since that car turned already. Ideally, it should have just gone, stayed to the left, waited for that car to turn and go straight, unless it was going to be in a path where it needed to go around it. So interesting behavior, but again, not wrong. Still comfortable, still confident, and still competent. Train coming, no changes to the train visualization, still a bunch of buses going by, but it does register the train signal as it normally does. So even if we were the first car, it would have come to a stop. I don't know, I can't really test if it can read barriers just yet. I know it had an issue. FSD historically has had an issue with the barrier itself, just by itself being an issue. So I'm not sure if that's changed, but it definitely does read the lights. So it wouldn't burst through the barrier. It would definitely read the lights and stop. But for gated communities, other facilities that just have the gate, the little bar coming down, it's typically a problem. Great job with the traffic lights. Coming up to our last turn here on our regression test path, our quick one, easy one. Final turn, nice and smooth. Good mile an hour, good distance from the curb. Excellent, excellent job. Flawless. And then this will be our last stop. Is it going to try to park in front, or is it going to turn down the street? See what happens. It's going to turn down the street. Good job. I love that precaution and distance from the curb. That's great. It's going to try to pull in here. I'm not quite going there. Let me go ahead and queue up my next destination here really quickly. And we should be on our way. I'm just going to jump to target. And let's do target. Let's do here. There. We're going to jump to target. I'm going to see if I can force it down a little bit of a different path. I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to force it again to go. So we'll just start from here. Well, I guess I can't. I have my foot on the brake. Start from here, right from the side of the road. Can re-engage. So excellent job on the regression test path. Flawless. Flying colors. Couldn't have asked for anything more. Again, that different scenario on that last couple of traffic lights was just an option. Didn't do anything to impact the danger, the safety, the comfort of the drive. Always stop, needs to yield it, decides to go. Good job here. Good distance from the curb. I know the snow is helping it do that, but it's taking extra caution around the curves, which I can definitely appreciate so far. Let's see if that persists, because there were some close calls in the last builds, and there was one curb, it's a rollover curb, but it definitely would hit that rollover that curb, even on 13.2. Great poise here. It's done this before, where it has a situation where humans would drive over the double yellow to stage that left turning lane. It waits the right amount of time until it can get further up and make that maneuver. So that's the safer course of action. That's the way to go. Big truck here, hard to see behind it. Gives us some space to make the turn, which is great. After this car can go, nice and smooth, and it goes. Great job. Going back down the same path we went down, this allows us to be able to see how quick, how early it's going to be able to stage the lane ahead. So past this first green light is a second red light that requires you to be in the right lane to go straight. Now it's biasing towards the left right now, as it should, but it needs to stage the right lane to go straight. It usually waits till the very last minute, and now it's doing it very early. Great job here. Excellent job. Let me see if I can force it down our other path here. It's not going to, so what I'll do is I will forcefully force it. I'll disengage just to re-engage. It's not a disengagement, it's just so I can force it down the path so that we can go down the speed bumps and see what the consecutive speed bumps look like, especially in these road conditions. So I'm going to go a little bit further, just to this next light, and I'm going to turn. No real disengagement, just a forced disengagement just to go down a specific path. So we're not counting that. So no disengagement so far, no encouragement so far. This is just me trying to get it to go a certain way. So I'll disengage here. I'll make this turn, and then let's see if the navigation can route us. This person has no idea what they're doing. But here we go. See if I can get it to go this way. See what it gives me. Yes, this is what we want. Okay, I'll re-engage here. Just try to force it this way. Always stop. Great job. Nice and smooth. For those on YouTube that don't follow us on X, we did make a post and to say that FSD makes you a really lazy driver, and it's so true. You get really lazy. You start using this all the time, especially version 13. 12 is also good. If you've never had version 13, you'll use it with 12 as well, 12.6. So no worries there. You can still use it and you'll enjoy it just as much. But if you've gone for 13, specifically 13 over 12.6, or if you use both, you get to see the differences. You just use it so much. Taking this time, negotiating that situation here, always stops you yield the right of way to the person going. It's not guaranteed, so you have to have a little bit of a negotiation here. These cars go and then these cars go, or one or the other. So it's crept up a little bit past the limit line just because it was trying to negotiate that situation. Didn't do anything wrong, but all good. But yeah, you use it everywhere and you just become lazy. You don't want to drive anymore. You just want to put it on FSD and go. Obviously, supervise will be the most ideal because you can be productive at that point in time and do other things like be on the phone and check email and all that good stuff. But just enjoying the scenery, enjoying the snow-covered, town or city or place that you're at, getting from point A to point B, especially on monotonous drives, you just want to use it all the time. Picking people up, picking the kids up from school, going to the grocery store, whatever you need to do. Pop my visor down, always stop, good to go. Pop my visor down just for the sun, a lot of sun. All right, so here's the hill that we're going up. We're not going up quite the same hill that we've gone through before with version 12.6, but we'll be able to hit the speed bumps. Always stop. Super smooth, super comfortable, uber black levels of comfort in here. I feel like I'm a passenger with a very competent, comfortable chauffeur. Again, there are levels to this, and professional car services is a level beyond this, but I'm going to reserve that bad speed bump. I'm going to reserve that for unsupervised, because that's a whole nother level that you really can't appreciate sitting in this seat. You'll be able to appreciate it sitting in another seat, and that's where unsupervised will probably come in handy. Good job around here. No hesitation like 12.6, just right through it. Good job, good precision through these tight corners. Now even tighter with the snow. I think there's a little bit of a pothole up here. Please go slow. Okay, good job. All right, here we go. Consecutive speed bumps, 4 or 5 of them, I believe. Maybe 5. First one, slows down 4. Good job, 15 mile an hour. Maybe a little slower for my taste, but it's still slowed down nonetheless. Second one, slowing down nicely. Probably using the car ahead of us for context. Hard to see the lines that are on the speed bumps. Third one, slows down nicely. Good job. So 5 of them is what it is. 4th one here, not slowing down. Snapshot now. Resume. 5th one, didn't slow down. Snapshot. So it too suffers from some kind of issue with these consecutive speed bumps. Might be the visibility of them just because of all the salt on the road. I'm not sure. Get out there, get some good precision. Good job taking the turn. Good job changing lanes, getting up to speed. So 2 disengagements for version 13 on that run. Again, challenging conditions, salt covering the road, hard to see the lines that would typically contrast against a darker pavement. I'm not making an excuse for it, but I'm just speculating what could be the issue. Audi wants to race, he's hot on our heels. We're in hurry mode, trying to get up the hill. Could probably go a little bit faster, but I'm okay with where it is because it's 35 mile an hour zone. Audi's out, he's gone. Oh, CT6, CT5. Caddy's gone. Audi's gonna follow him now. They're gonna fly away. Go for it, guys. We're just in FSD hurry. So they pass us. We take the safer course of action, go to safer speed around this mountain. I'm okay with that. May choose to go over this line. It can do that. Not advisable, but it can, and it does. Stages a lane. Now, the reason why I say it can do it but shouldn't is because we need to be in the right lane to be able to get onto the highway. And if everybody's driving assertively on the right, it may be a little bit more challenging. But again, let's see if FSD is up to the task. Version 13, good to go. Squeezing in, look at this, squeezing in nicely. Great job. And then it needs to get onto the highway and slow down nicely for this yellow light. Very good. Great job. Great job. Can't say anything. Everything has been flawless aside from the disengagement from the speed bumps. Again, I don't make excuses for it, but I'm just speculating on what the issue could be. I think it's because the salt is covering the lines. It can't really see the lines that demarcate a speed bump. Here we go. Highway time. Gets up to speed nicely. Nice lane change. Doesn't just veer on. It takes each step the right way. So if it gets pulled over, it will not get pulled over for veering. Maybe it gets pulled over for speeding, but not get pulled over for veering across the lanes. No new notable options on the menu for autopilot. No, exit the passing lane situation, none of that. Everything seems to be the same. So this might just be bug fixes and course corrections. So far it seems great, specifically making turns and getting some distance around away from curbs, specifically for the Model S on this build. Everything else seems par for the course. Speed bumps aside and speed bump occlusion aside. Seems pretty good. Great job keeping pace in the hurry mode. Now here's what I want to pay attention to. I want to see if that lane drift is there. Maneuvers out of the passing lane, chooses this lane, and I feel like I'm pretty good here. I feel good here. Look at that. Good distance between. If you want to look here, you can see it there. On the bend, it's going to go in the inside. I know people have complaints. Some people have issues with that, where it shouldn't go on the inside like a human. It should definitely bias towards the inside on a bend or a curve, because other humans are doing the same, so you're creating this equal distance away from each other. If you try to stay center, wind, anything could blow the car a little bit, and now you're on the inside of someone coming on that close to the line. Now you got a situation in hand. So you definitely want to stay on the inside of a bend or a curve. You do not want to stay on the inside or towards any side of the lane when you're going straight. That's where you want to stay centered. So yes, it shouldn't, technically it should all just drive in the center of the lane, but we're in a world of people, and in a world of people where everybody's doing one thing and you're doing the odd thing, you can get yourself in trouble. But so far it's looking great here. Not too close to this edge. It is still bending, so this is going the right sort of trajectory, and now it's kind of centering itself out now we get straight. So that is the actual right behavior that we should be exhibiting for now. Obviously it can change over time, but as long as people still do it, we're in a better situation if we lean in on those turns. One, it's going to make it faster getting around, so that's the more efficient path. And then two, we save ourselves from potential danger of another car. So as we turn, see how these cars are coming closer to this line? I need to be close to the yellow line so I'm not as close to them as they lean in on those turns. Look at how close that car is. See that? That's where we need to be. Now we straighten out, and now we center out. That's a great job. So far it's seeming like it's okay. Lots of wind, it's cold. I don't know if that has a bearing, but I do feel a little bit of struggle, or work. I'm not gonna say struggle, a little bit of work to keep it centered. And I feel like that wasn't a problem. It seemed like a major regression introduced with version 13, and by extension, version 12.6 also got it as well, where just on the highway it has a hard time staying centered. But right now it looks good on the visualization. Feels good in the car. I don't feel like I'm too close to any one line right now, and we're in a good situation. I feel like hurry mode has gotten a little bit more assertive. I said that before in city streets. I now extend that to highway, because I feel like it's going speeds that it typically wouldn't go on hurry mode before. Before it would be like 75, 74. Now it's going closer to 80 and really trying to get around cars to maintain the speed, which is interesting. Not uncomfortable. It's just fine. I'm in hurry mode. That's what I expect from hurry mode. So it's doing what it should do, but just it's been dialed up a little bit, maybe a notch. Look at that. Perfect. Perfect. That's what we need. A little bit of an interchange situation where we're going to transition to more of a local road and then go to more of a county highway road. That's an interesting scenario because there's two lanes that merge into one up here. Depending on the amount of traffic, let's see how the car handles it. I know it's going to do a great job, but let's just see. Nice yield here. Should probably switch turn signals. It does not. I guess that's okay. but should signal that way when it's coming off the yield. So far, so good. Again, speed bumps aside, we got those two engagements. Those dings are right there on the screen. You'll see them up there. I'll continue to put those up there. We've got disengagement, and then the blue pedal is for encouragements, things, areas where car seems not as confident, and I will press the accelerator to give it some confidence to go or do its thing. Haven't had to do that just yet. 13.2.5 has been rock solid so far. Again, speed bumps withstanding. Now here's an area where 13.2.2 would mess up, and 12.6, because it would not stage the lane correctly. It needs to be in these two lanes to go left, and it would typically stay in that other straight lane, and that's no longer a problem as I talk, so great job for 13.2. I'll test 12.6 to see if that's still an issue. It would stay in that, not this lane, not that lane, the lane after, to go straight when it needed to make this left turn. One thing to note, if you have FSD, whatever version you have, there is a little bit of an allowance with the cabin camera to use your phone at a stoplight. It knows you're stopped, so if you need to pick up your phone or use your phone at a stoplight briefly, it does give you some wiggle room to do that without freaking out. But as soon as it takes off, as soon as the light turns green, it's back on mission, like the Eye of Sauron, trying to make sure you don't have anything in your hands and you're paying attention to the road. A little bit of construction up here. I'm not sure what it is. Let's see how I can handle it. I will allow it to go into the parking lot, but let's just see how far it goes. See if it actually parks. Seems to be parking on the West Coast, but the Northeast, I don't know. Haven't really seen it park. Great job. There are two turning lanes here. It should stay in this one because it needs to make an immediate right. As you guys may be able to see here, as soon as it makes this left, it has to make an immediate right. So it should stay here, and I think it's doing that right now. You see me picking up my phone, trying to silence some of the notifications here. It allows me to do that while we're at a light without, again, freaking out. So if you need to check on something quickly, briefly, safely at the stoplight, you can do that. Got the light. I don't know if anyone's going, if anyone's awake. People fell asleep. Can we make it? Probably not. Okay, we made it. Barely. Good job holding the line. A little bit over the line, but that's okay. Needs to turn in here. Good job. Whoa. All the way around nicely. Great job. Great job here. Now it needs to turn left. It says do not enter. So it's a little tricky here. See how it handles this. Not this one, but the next one needs to turn left. Actually, I do not enter for there, so never mind, forget that. But it definitely shouldn't read that. That's what I'm saying. Turn left here. Maybe the next one. Okay. A crane is in the middle of the road, or forklift, or whatever you want to call it. Earth mover. Needs to make this right. Please don't hit that curb. It's a big yellow curb. It's very visible, highly visible. Not quite visualized. Come on, car. Do me right. Yeah, I see the micro adjustment. Good job. Good job. So the destination pin is like right on front. So I don't know if it's going to park or not. It's just going to get to where the destination pin is and just kind of say, hey, speed bump here. This one's very visible. And we're going slow enough, 8 miles an hour. Slows down even more nicely. Pedestrian. Okay. No worries. Take your time. Strolling along, and we're at our destination. Okay, here we go. Let's see what happens. Turning down an aisle. Okay. Okay. I'm going to disengage just because this person is leaving right here and we're kind of blocking them. I don't think it's easy for the car to see the lines. I think it wanted to kind of park there. So I give it credit for trying to park. Just couldn't park there. Not on the double yellow situation. I don't know if it couldn't see it. I know I could see it, but I'm not sure what was going on there. So that's what I mean when I say it on the Northeast. In the Northeast, it doesn't really park. So it's trying to make its own parking spot next to the other car. It's kind of close. I don't know what it was trying to do. But I give it an A for effort for trying. Give it credit for trying. But that's it. That's our end-to-end drive. 2 disengagements for speed bumps. No encouragements. Smooth all the way around. Confidence, super high. Decision-making, great decision-making all around. Safety as a result of that was sky high. Felt safe all around. Didn't feel uncomfortable except for the speed bumps, taking it too fast. So that may ding it a little bit there in terms of safety. Comfort was very comfortable. Again, speed bumps, still the issue. And, overall, just the level of competency of driving is up there. So this, again, Uber Black. I would give it a high Uber Black if it wasn't for the speed bumps. I'm just going to give it a standard, regular Uber Black for version 13.2.5. So what that means now is that there are no major regressions so far, on par with version 13.2.2 and 13.2.2.1. And what that also means is that it seems to be a little bit better on making turns, a little bit more refinement, and lane centering seems to be a little bit better. I'll need to test that a little bit more once the roads are a little bit clearer to see if that has any bearing. But so far, it seems really good right now. I wasn't uncomfortable being too close to any one line on the highway. Didn't really have many lines on the streets to judge that by, but in terms of the highway, still the same. Once the snow melts a little bit, I'll jump back into New York City, retest in Brooklyn to see if that issue persists and see if it's truly gone. But so far, this is top notch. Let me know your thoughts in the comments about this drive, what you thought about it, what your opinions are. Let me know if you got 12.6.2 or 13.2.5 on your car. And if you got Model 3 and you got 12.6.2, let us know in the comments what you think about it, how it differs from 12.5.4. You guys have been on that for a while. I do appreciate the release schedule for Model S and X, then rolling out to Y and 3. Probably would love for them to combine 3 and Y together the same way they combine S and X, but I like that format better just because it allows them to address a lot of the issues that plague a smaller percentage of the vehicles versus all the vehicles. And not so small that it's just early access, but small enough so that it's like, hey, it's the S and X crew, which is, 2%, 3% of the vehicle fleet, and then roll out to Model 3 and Y again simultaneously for 3 and Y after that, and get all the bugs. Not everybody is good, everybody's is straight. All right, so let me know your thoughts in the comments. I know my folks, my peeps, right, my OGs with Legacy S and X, I know you guys are still, struggling there to get updates. It will be coming. I hope it will be coming for you guys. And if not, definitely take advantage of any type of opportunity to transfer and get a new one if you're able to do so. To get the latest and greatest, you can transfer your free supercharging, transfer whatever perks you have over. Definitely take advantage of that if that's not the case. But if not, just sit tight. Tesla will get to it. It releases in waves. So they make sure each wave is good. Then they go to the next one, wider, 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 and it goes from there. All right. Until the next time, enjoy your day. Enjoy your Tesla.